recommendation was really working with the center here, what am I thinking of there? Back Beach Primary, or the two new clinics that have been set up, the Incarnate Word and Rapides, because they are set up for primary care evaluation. The Office of Public Health really isn't set up for that. That's the problem.
So I have a health survey instrument that I've used across the country, and the results from it have been in peer-reviewed journals. And so if you're interested, I can provide you with the survey instrument if you were interested in having someone on your staff or staff members actually perform it in the communities of Alexandria and Pineville.
Well, I'm certainly glad to look at it. It's just, that's not really the primary focus of the Office of Public Health. I mean, we do WIC and sexually transmitted diseases and family planning and so forth. So we're not set up really for primary care. So we were discussing this and hoping that there could be some relationship with the Rapides Primary, which is a federally qualified health center, which actually already exists in the community. And that seems like a logical place to start. But I'm glad to get your survey and look at it and see, and perhaps work with Mrs. Lewis, who works at the Federally Qualified Health Center and runs it, to see if they're a better agency or a better organization to do that.
Now, I think the approach is going to be is the parish and the city is going to have to demand the governor from home, assign somebody to do this. We get a nonprofit organization here like Dr. Super, who's done this work, but our state, and this comes back to our state, the government that represent us and our federal government, EPA, if we're going to be an industrial base with hundreds of chemical plants in Louisiana, then this is something we're going to have to, this is a result of the 21st century. We're going to need 21st century tools. Right. Because as we continue to populate our communities with industries in and amongst us, this is a requirement. And I think public health needs to come into the 21st century.
That's right.
With all due respect to you, I was at the national conference down in New Orleans. Y'all got to come in the 21st century. Because we got people dying here.
Some 5 or 6 years ago, I think we went to the Royal Model. I think about 3 or 400 signed up at the time that was promoting this kind of situation here, what we deal with now. But as you said, I think we moved up to the 21st century now. We were part of that first situation, the Royal Mountain and all this issue. But we never got anywhere with it. And my question to you is, you do know about the first problem we had with Martin and Paul Factory Sewing and the Russell County.
We have been briefed on that by Dr. Dr.
So in other words, your system is different from what we're dealing with now, right?
So I would say it's the same law. What we want to do is make sure that the law is applied and the standards are met for the Clean Air and the Clean Water Act.
Well, and I think it was very unfair to us that they never got back to us and let us know what the finding was. Not counting the penalty or the process of paying us for these years underneath these circumstances. We don't got no hearing from that. But I understand that they went in and did the assessment. Now, they say, how far are you going to go with us now?
We're going to get the law changed, and that we get them to stop poisoning and stop poisoning. Now, fix what they break. That is the mission of the Green Army, and we take it to the legislature. Part of our problem is that we didn't have the laws on the books in the state of Louisiana. But we got a federal law called the Clean Water and Clean Air Act. As far as the cleanup and the mitigation of all those sites, a part of that was a part of the simple one at one time, was Dr. Stewart, that was supervised by the EPA. So EPA, would y'all like to make comments on whether that site has been completed yet? Colfax?
Ruston Refinery.
Russell Refinery? Has that mission been completed?
I'm in the Ruston County. And, well, I'm just 40 feet away from there.
Okay.
And they have came in and they did assessment, well, we hadn't found anything. But they didn't give us a report or a readout show it. The EPA, whatever, didn't come by and say, hey, your ground is clear, you can go on, plant your garden, you can do whatever you want to do. We didn't get that. So, it's the same thing with this case in Pineville. That is some bad water. And I've got a speech for my councilman. I've been at him for about 2 years to clean my canal up. From Casson Street all the way to John Street. And nothing's been done yet. I even went to the mayor and told an accident about cleaning it up. Snakes all in our yard. And I've noticed that the snakes are nothing live in it anymore, so the water is contaminated. See, it's coming from the old creosote tide that it stacks up and it ends up in the water. So I'm going to take time out and meet with my councilman, which is he's here, and see what he can do.
We see you at the next parish council meeting too.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. You go right
My name is Willis Walker, I'm from Green Street. Now, everybody, from the information that we got tonight, we've been dying slow for years. A lot of parents have died from this. So, what kind of steps do we, like we have medical problems now that is very difficult to deal with? Okay, so how are we going to confront this? I mean, we having trouble trying to do it now. Is anybody going to help us do this? We just doing that, he was just going to let us lift out and let us die. That's what I want to know.
Well, let me just tell you this. You see this Jackson Huron, the sample, I'm one who did blood measurements as well. I gave 10 vials of blood. And it proved positive that I do have Jackson Huron in my blood. And they went into my sister's home and they found the attic dust. It was so bad, it was contaminated off the chart. Nobody told us anything. Nobody said a word.
Nobody been in the house.
And you know what? My sister died of colon cancer.
My brother got colon cancer.
See, we all have somebody, anyone in here don't have somebody in their family that died of cancer. If you never had someone die of cancer, raise your hand. Okay. Everybody in here has at least 2 or 3 people died of cancer in their family from all this contamination. How many women in here have had hysterectomies? You know why? Because of quinine. Quinine creates tumors, and you have to have a hysterectomy. And at an early age, childbearing age, a lot of us only have 1 or 2 kids because we have to have a hysterectomy at an early age. How many in here that have a family member that had breast cancer? Prostate cancer. See, everybody in here has something has happened to their family members or has happened to themselves. And we are not going to let it go. I tell you what, I'll die first before I let it go because they have killed people for too long. I will work on this till I go to my grave. And I don't care what happens to me. I'm 66 years old. If somebody come around and kill me, hey, I'm sticking on the banana peel anyway. So I'm gonna work on this. Somebody's gonna answer for all this that has happened to us. This is murder. Murder. And if you look at it, it's total murder. They killed a lot of us. A lot of us is gone. A lot of us is sick. And we're tired of it. I don't know about you all, but I'm tired.
If there's any attorney that's in here tonight, because, you know, they told us to come and sign up.
Who told you that?
Bridget Brown, and she had everybody to sign up. Okay, then London came in. And those who signed up with London received checks.
Yes.
And had a whole bunch of us there thinking that we were getting checks because we lived in the area all our lives. And they told us that there's no way that we can be compensated for it. So what are we?
Let me tell you what Roy O. Martin did, okay? Roy O. Martin settled with Lundy Swallowing South for $2.8 million. Okay? Roy O. Martin, Easeries, and KCS. They all got together and they settled with Lundy Swallowing South for $2.8 million without telling the plaintiff that it was being settled. Okay? All right. Lundy Swallowing South took $1.4 million. That's half. And then they got a doctor to say, all right, this one is dead, cancer. Okay, we don't give them so much money. We got 80 people with this. We got 40 people with that. We got 60 people with this. And then it goes from $350 to $3,500. Okay, now, you know what that was really about? To release Roy O. Martin of any responsibility to the people of this community. That's what it was about.
So is it over now that the rest of us can be compensated?
Nowhere near over. That's right. I mean, Lundy Swallowing South, they're done.
Yeah.
But this is not over. Okay. Not by a long shot.
The first thing we've got to do is to challenge the government to allow the political process to work. You got a representative here from the city tonight. That's a good step. You got a representative from the state and from the federal government and from the Department of Health. We got to get government to work. The legal arm of this is a total separate action that you as a group of people can take a legal action. You understand? People, you're a lot more aware now than what happened in that last case. And we will bring people from the Two-Land Law Center to sit down and talk you through this process. Then we'll have people come to you who might want to take your case in a class action suit. You got it? We got one going on down in St. Rose now. They thought there were going to be a few dozen people. As of last night, 4,000 people have signed on to that class action suit. So that, the legal thing is something totally different than the political thing. You with me, folks? We gotta enforce that through the political process to get the laws to be enforced. The damage you have received, that is a total separate. I don't do that. We will hook you up with the Two-Lane Law Center. We'll get them up. We come here maybe one Saturday. Sit down and do a few hours seminar. Educate you on what that process would look like and talk you through how you would go about having lawyers come to you, and there's no such thing as a 50% law fee. You understand? All that Two-Lane Law will help you get all that sorted out. You got it? And then that would be something that would go down like a class action lawsuit. But that's for lawyers and judges and for courtrooms. What we talk about now is we got to stop the current damage and get the politicians and the regulators at the state and the federal government to enforce the Clean Air and Clean Water Act, because that has to be done. That is about your kids and your future. The legal action is about the past, to be honest with you. The damage that's already happened to people. And even an option to go after the crooked lawyers who might have settled this deal and did not take care of people. In a democracy, nothing is never over. It is never over. It's never over. And from this day forward, when you smell something, you got to say something. I know you have trouble believing in the system, but you've got to call that number. And when you get through calling the number, then you got to call the bucket brigade. Ms. Agnes will give you that. And we're going to figure out, and we're going to get y'all connected by text. We're going to come in, we'll put the text program together, so she can send one text out and all of you can see it. You got it? So that's, you got to commit to this. It's going to take your action. The only one that'll save us is us. And you're going to have to do some work on your own to get this part of it done.
Yeah, I think everybody's interested in stopping everything, but you also got to look, it's in the 21st century, but we are dying from the 20th century. And that's affecting our kids and us. So that's why everybody want to be compensated also. And like me, I don't trust it. Everybody probably know me, I'm Robert Washington, and I believe in freedom of speech. And this place has been one of the quickest places I know of. Louisiana. You got to get behind each other and push it. You can't just say, go to you and say, oh, we want you to do this. We got to actually put our foot behind it and say, let's get doing it. You know, that's the only way it's going to get done in Alexandria. Because you can go to court and have a solid case and it's used. Because that's the way we all work down here. So we all got to learn to report and fight together. We were problems. I had cancer. Same year my sister had cancer, 2011. My baby sister died of cancer, brain cancer. They told me we had the cancer. We didn't get paid for that. My father had prostate cancer. But, you know, words of justice. There's, you know, you got to say, well, look, like you say, we need them to get in and do an assessment. They didn't do an assessment on anyone. They sat down and said, you know, you fill out the report, I had this disease, I had that disease. Did anybody go to the doctor to verify? I don't think they, I know I wasn't checked this week. I'm a nurse, I know. Shoot, I don't want to use that like, I know doggone way I wasn't checked at all. And how many in here was actually taken to, had a physical examination done on? Anyone? Besides the questionnaire? None. And this questionnaire mess, you need our government to come down and have an assessment done on every person in this area. Not just one, not just two. And not just pay those who may feel like they want to pay. Because we all die slowly.
Has not just started today. I was 20 years old, and my father was going to these meetings that we're speaking about. His name is David Williams. He started this with the creosote. He was going to all the town meetings about the smell and about the pollution of the water. He died from prostate cancer. My mother, she had shortness of breath. I had asthma as I was growing up in San Antonio. So I already know about what's going on, and I know there's a lot of crooked stuff that's going on inside this situation. Because this has been going on for a very long time. It has not just begun. It's been going on for years. And I just wanted to say that part about San Antonio and Woodside area. Thank you.
Number to call when it smells up?
Yeah, I have, Mr. Lane. I got air.
We call every day. The gas line by the railroad track smell every day.
Every day.
You got the smell of all.
1-888-763.
Say it again.
1-888-763-5424. And there is another number, 225-219-3640.
And does the city have an EOC or the parish?
Can you repeat that last number, please?
225-219-3640.
You can also call the state police,
Yes.
and they'll refer you to that number. So just get the number, just ask the operator to get you the state police, and they'll take you to the DEQ line. Got it?
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do, when you came in to sign in, I'm going to give the bucket brigades number, which is out of Baton Rouge, and then New Orleans. And I'm going to send that number out to everyone, so it's, you can call them. Don't just wait till the next day. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Call. Call. That's what they want you to do is call. Don't wait. Don't wait 2 or 3 days and say, I smelled it 2 or 3 days ago. Call when you smell it. Because if you don't call when you smell it, they're not gonna,
It didn't happen.
it didn't happen.
These numbers are to what agencies?
The air quality. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the bucket brigades number out of New Orleans, and I will get that to you.
Yeah, we should be able to get that in the paper too.
In the paper. Yeah.
We'll get those numbers to you. Remember, the bucket brigade, you call those other numbers the state first, then you call the bucket brigade because it gives us an independent second record.